the schwarze Pumpe power plant. The schwarze Pumpe, today a cathedral of electricity, 5 decades ago a start in a dreary and desolate heathland. In the second 5-year plan, a plant was built on a 6 square kilometre site to employ 12,000 workers and produce coal, coke, energy and chemical commodities. Schwarze Pumpe then, briquette factories, coke works, gas works and several power plants. At the schwarze Pumpe brown coal processing combine, the second operative section includes a power station unparalleled anywhere in the world. Schwarze Pumpe then, a pillar of GDR industry, irreplaceable for the supplies of the country with gas, coke, electricity and briquettes. The Schwarze Pumpe, in the early 90s after the political changes, an out threatened the power plant so rich in tradition after 30 years of reliable electricity production. Technically obsolete, no longer competitive, with low efficiency and unable to comply with the new German environmental standards. Schwarze Pumpe, a job for the demolition companies. Schwarze Pumpe in the early 90s as well, a building site for a new power plant, while the old ones were still doing their last service, a fluid transition. Licensing, site preparation and shell building merged smoothly. Conspicuous, the towers for the future steam generators, new landmarks in Lusatia. At their feet, the foundations of the turbine room, 48 hectares of the future. Next to it, the cooling towers rising up to a height of 141 metres. Even higher, 156 metres, hoisting the boiler roof to the uppermost stage, the spectacular days in a 4-year building history, alongside everyday life. Fascinating, the speed at which the cooling towers rise, slip forming themselves up into the Lusatian sky, the most advanced building techniques for the new power plant. Schwarze Pumpe, the new building of the power plant, costing around 4,500 million euros, one of East Germany's biggest private investments. In addition, Schwarze Pumpe is the first in a new generation of brown coal power plants, investments in innovative concepts. The site, work for thousands over many years, in the region, in Germany. Good work for a top-class power plant. The turbine room in the mid-1990s, not yet working, and the central control room writing the power plant's operating schedule, and alongside the steam generators, the furnace before ignition. In 1997, the power plant receives its rotors. Pressure test after pressure test. And after the initial coal supplies, the first and the second blocks are on a trial run. And the public are invited in, the information centre opens. And in summer 1998, the Chancellor gives the official signal to start. Energy from Lusatian brown coal for the European grid. The Schwarze Pumpe, since then, a reliable energy provider for the base load, a workplace for over 320 Vattenfall employees on site, around the clock, shift after shift, the central control room in charge of the power plant processes. One main attraction, the steam generators, suspended at a height of 156 meters, the boilers. In the interior of the furnace, temperatures of around 1,000 degrees Celsius created by ground brown coal combustion. The brown coal is mined at the nearby Welzow Süd open-cast mine, opened up especially for the schwarze Pumpe 40 years ago. Resources will last into the next century. Brown coal from Lusatia, mined without state subsidies, a reliable local producer of electric energy. Coal supplied by trains between the open-cast mine and the power plant. 600 wagons of raw brown coal pulled by electric locomotives to the plant every day, a total of 36,000 tons, temporarily stored in the bunker after processing. In the two steam generator buildings, each equipped with 8 coal mills for further crushing the raw coal, the boilers for coal combustion to transform water into superheated steam with a temperature of 547 degrees Celsius, controlled by the central control room, as is the transformation of the superheated steam's energy into electric energy in the turbine room. Processes watched by interested observers almost every day. 3,000 RPM, a shaft links turbine and generator, and on the level beneath, the condensers, where both the water steam circuit and the cooling circuit interact, a complicated system of pipes and valves. The power plant's main product is electric current, a total of 1,600 megawatt installed power, making the schwarze Pumpe one of Vattenfall's key electric energy production centers. Coal is one basic material for the power plant, another one is water, taken from filter wells in the open-cast mines and purified at the power plant. On average, 72,000 cubic meters are required at the power plant every day. Its most important function is cooling. Afterwards, the water is then itself cooled in the cooling towers. Other water is specially treated in the demineralization plant. The water has to be particularly clean for use in the water steam circuit. The flue gas from coal combustion in the boiler too undergoes special treatment, intensive cleaning in several stages and also controlled by the central control room. First, the dust is separated from the flue gas by electrofilters, up to 99.9%. The dust is extracted from beneath the filter and deposited in a store. For the next flue gas cleaning process, limestone is needed. 18 wagons a day, ground by ball mills. In the desulfurization plant, the sulfur dioxide in the flue gas reacts with lime to form gypsum. The cleaned flue gas is discharged via the cooling tower. The environmentally harmful sulfur dioxide, now fixed in the gypsum, becomes a useful building material after the gypsum is washed and dried at the power plant. Every day, 1,600 tons of gypsum are produced in the schwarze Pumpe and stored before utilization. One of the customers, linked via belt conveyor, is the nearby Knauf KG, manufacturing plasterboards. Other production facilities are supplied by railway. One more useful side product is processed steam, for instance for the neighbouring briquette factory, applied mainly in raw coal drying. Briquettes from the only production facility in eastern Germany. process steam for the paper mill on site. The close vicinity to the power plant with its current, water and process steam was an important prerequisite for settling here. Customers of distant heating in the region are close partners of the power plant too. Towns and local authorities such as Spremberg, schwarze Pumpe and Hoyerswerda, and their inhabitants enjoying both comfortable warmth and a beautiful panorama from a vantage point on top of the boiler house. The view from here to an aspect of the future of brown coal conversion. At the schwarze Pumpe location, Vattenfall is operating a pilot plant for the new oxy-fuel technology extracting carbon dioxide from the flue gases of power plants, a technology allowing the climate-neutral future use of global fossil energy sources. Schwarze Pumpe, a high-tech power plant at a traditional location. Schwarze Pumpe, an energy and aesthetic experience, one of the region's economic pillars and a key producer of electricity for Vattenfall.